The thing about hip hop today is it's smart. It's insightful. The way that they can communicate a complex message in a very short space is remarkable. And a lot of these kids, they're not going to be reading the New York Times. That's not how they're getting their information. So the question then is, what's the content? What's the message?
You like songs with a meaning while I pull up a seat. The words I speak are way more deep than political speech. Listen to me expose the elite and the techniques they use to control these streets. Kinda like the way I control this beat, they control your mind. I will explain this all in time. You gotta listen to me line by line. Let's go back in time, review our independence. I'll explain it all, including the amendments. I'ma set it off, the document that got it started. Analyze the intention of the founding fathers. The education system here is never gonna bother. Just sit and listen while I spit it to you proper. Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, unalienable rights. What was the point of this? This is to establish we are sovereign people. We create a government, therefore they aren't equal. But the powers that govern are perverted and evil. Just like a peeping Tom peeping through a peephole. Getting off his rocks to girls who aren't even legal. They hijacked our rights by being deceitful. You probably think I'm nuts, but get ready for an earful. 0907-1868. You would be wise to research this date. The Civil War just ended. The Constitution was amended. They'll have you believe this was all splendid. This amendment was intended to end your independence. They enslaved you and each one of your dependents. Now they dominate the way the Yankees do the penance. It's our fault too, and for that we'll do a penance. We'll straighten it out like a British woman's dentist. But for right now, listen everybody in attendance. Do a little research, take a couple minutes. Read about the Fed, tell me how it was invented. 1913 is when it was cemented. What was this? Could it have been prevented? The Fadden thought so and he got finished in a minute. 16 years gone, then it all implodes. They took away your gold right by the truckload. They kept printing money, get us further into debt. Use us as collateral, then write another check. They don't give a fuck, they just want us by the balls. They don't give a fuck, they just want to have it all. I don't give a fuck, cause I got Ron Paul. Speaks the truth, he's a man for the people. Income tax, damn right it's illegal. You can't go to war unless it's declared. My rhymes are more depth than the hearing impaired. I'm not scared, gotta go for hours. Fight the power, cause all these cowards sound the same. Especially that one who was talking change. Ain't shit changed but your fucking name. He kept spending money, the debt increased. So much so I thought this was Greece. Plus we still act like the world police. Fuck all these candidates, I want Ron for chief. He's the only one who believes in peace, but he gets no coverage. What's the beef? Is it because he don't fit the mold? Is it because he wants to switch to gold, thereby limiting the bank's control? Do your own research, get in the know. He predicted the recession years ago. He predicted 9/11 in 98. He's the only candidate who is different from the rest. Ron Paul 2012, best of luck and God bless. We gotta wake up, we gotta stop being sheep. We gotta start thinking for ourselves, you know what I'm saying? That's the only way that we're gonna win this revolution. And anyone that is fighting it, I just want you to know that it's a privilege to be fighting on the same side.
I was stunned by reading a statement you made in the Banking Committee on September 10th, 2003. In fact, I reprinted the whole thing in my book. I want Americans who hear leaders saying every day, we could have never seen this coming. This was a shock. How did this happen? I want to read what you said 5 years before the collapse. The special privileges granted to Fannie and Freddie have distorted the housing market by allowing them to attract capital that they could not attract under pure market conditions. Like all artificially created bubbles, the boom in housing prices cannot last forever. When housing prices fall, homeowners will experience difficulty as their equity is wiped out. Furthermore, the holders of the mortgage debt will also have a loss. These losses will be greater than they would have otherwise been had government policy not actively encouraged overinvesting in housing. And you go on to say, because so many people will invest in housing, the damage will be catastrophic.
This.
If Congress were given an opportunity to vote on whether we should bomb Iraq, would you go along with that as long as it went through the procedures?
No, I would strongly oppose it because they're not a threat to our national security. Iraq has a third-rate army. They have no ability to wage war. Our policies are deliberately destroying the country. They can't feed their children. They're not allowed to have medication. There was a story in today's paper where one of our private charity groups was being fined because they were trying to get medicines into the Iraqi people. So for us to unleash bombs on Iraq at this particular time to kill more innocent people for narrow political reasons, no, there is absolutely no need to cause more bombing because of a very overall flawed foreign policy. It has nothing to do with national security. Matter of fact, our national security is more jeopardized by permitting this to happen because we're liable to start a war. We're liable to have our military men killed. We're liable to have more attacks on us by terrorists.